Welcome back to the Daily Doji. This is Daily Doji number 66, Bitcoin Alert. This is no hype and a special type of technical analysis. Hello, Crazy Duo. If you're watching live, hello, welcome. Let me know if you want to see any symbols. If I don't do them today, then I will do it in the next video. I've been going live about 5 days a week doing technical analysis, and I do a special type of analysis that people have been raving about. However, I don't want to toot my own horn, and also I'm not a licensed financial advisor or broker. So trade at your own risk. Welcome Mike, welcome Eddie, welcome Crazy Duo. Let's get right into it. We've got a great turnout so far, people tuning in and commenting. So today we're going to do Bitcoin, and I'm using TradingView to view the charts. I'm not affiliated with them, but this is how I do the charting myself. And here's Bitcoin. This is the weekly chart. So if we zoom out here, we'll see the beginning of time for Bitcoin, which is way back here. Well, this chart only goes back to 2011, but Bitcoin was existing back here. So you can go look at that history if you want. Once this big giant wave goes off the screen, the screen will automatically adjust to show the size. So if you get those big spikes out of the way, you can go back and see the very beginning, what was going on. So I like to start on the weekly or monthly chart. Bubba Hubba's in the house. Nice to see you. Let's look at the monthly chart just to test my lag. Awesome. No lag today. Excellent. So what we've got right here on the monthly chart is what I think is a 5-wave impulse, starting way back there. This looks like 1, this looks like 2, 3, and we'll talk about wave 4 because we're in the middle of it right now. I'll just put it down there for the moment. And then 5 would be somewhere up here. I did this count a few months ago, I think, and I think I had this 5th wave going up to 80 or 90, but I'll get a good count right now in this video. So stick around to the end, and if you stay all the way till the end, I will give you a special offer, which means cash in your pocket for some people. I'll give you a chance for something awesome. So stick around, I'll make it worth your while. I won't make this one too long. We are live, but it's gonna be about 30 minutes. I don't want to make it too much longer than that. Okay, so how did I arrive to this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? What am I just making that up? Where did I come up with that? Well, this is the secret method. Well, it's not secret. It's very underused or not very well known. But there's a method of counting these waves that can be very, very useful. And even though I said trade at your own risk, there's always going to be a risk with stuff like this. However, for me, I'm comfortable with the risk. Now, that's something you have to decide for yourself and make your own decisions, or contact your own financial advisor. But I find a lot of predictive power in this method of counting the Elliott Waves. And I have, if this is very new to you, I have a beginner's class. It's only like 20 minutes long, and it goes over the very basics of basically how I'm doing this analysis so that you're not totally unfamiliar with the method that I'm using, and it's just an introduction to it, but that is free, and there's a link to it in the description. So I don't have to repeat the same principles over and over and over every live, because like I said, I go live usually 5 days a week, and I don't want to repeat the same, basics every time, or it'll just bore the heck out of people. And this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave pattern is always what impulse waves. This is basically a bull market. So the basic bull market is a 5-wave pattern. There can be variations of it, but for a beginner, all you need to know at first is that there are 5 waves, and they're called impulsive waves going up. So it looks to me like this right now that we're in is wave 4. And look how long wave 2 took. So inside the 5-wave patterns, we have 3-wave patterns, usually. Now those can be a little bit different. The other day, I talked about some of the different types of corrections in my live video. I also have a module about that in my course, but I'm not going to spend a bunch of time promoting that here. So for the most part, a basic corrective wave looks like an ABC or WXY, which are basically 3 waves, and that's what they look like. So that wave 2, these are the subwaves of that wave 2. Does that make sense? There are waves inside the waves, and there are waves inside the waves to infinity. And if that doesn't blow your mind, it blows mine. And the same patterns are often repeating. So right here, let's take a look at this ABC, just for an example. And there are 3-wave structures inside the 3-wave structures. That 3 waves are the waves inside of wave A. And then there are 3 waves inside the B wave, and there are 3 waves inside this C wave. So that is a very, very basics of how I'm able to predict some things accurately, because I know certain things are definitely going to happen. It's not always from the price target, it's sometimes from just the shape of the wave. Does that make sense? Everyone is posting emojis. Thank you for commenting. It helps the YouTube algorithm. Mike said SPY, AMC, SPRT, and PFE. Awesome. Thank you so much for those suggestions, putting me to work. I will do those in tomorrow's video because that sounds like a good video, just those 4. And since you're already in the secret group, I can I'll try to update you before I do the live, but all right. So yeah, some people in the chat get special preferential treatment because they're already my client. Just a heads up. Nothing against you. Thank you for tuning in, by the way. Okay, so we talked about this correction. And why did I talk about that? Well, because we're in another one. We're in another correction. It's the wave 4 correction. And wave 2 and wave 4, they're not going to make exactly the same shape. Oftentimes, if a wave 2 is really long and drawn out as far as sideways time, you know, the longer we go horizontally, the more time it's taking. And since we're on the weekly chart, each candlestick is 1 week. So slowly but surely, this will take on a shape. What kind of shape is it going to make? Is it going to make some kind of 1, 2, 3, something like this? Or, well, that just was my gut reaction. But let's see. It could be an ABC, something like this. Now, there are a few different type of ABCs, waves, and I went over this in my video the other day. I don't remember the exact title of the video, but it was in one of my last 3 videos, I think, from last week. This is one potential ABC where it could go all the way back up to, what was the previous high? 65? What was the exact previous high? 64, almost 65. So it could go back to 65 and then back down and still be a correct wave. It could possibly be done with that middle wave and go down more quickly, something like this, where this wave 1, or A, would be about the same length as wave C. Look, I freehanded that almost perfectly. And, well, wait a minute, that comes down too far. So in order for this to be a true wave 4, it has to reject at like 19, 20 grand. It can't go below 19, 20 grand. If it does, it's not a wave 4. So if the price comes down and goes under 20K and stays there, then this is wrong and I would recount. Because, and that's not, you know, to some people that sounds like, well, then what's the point? Well, there is a point, because something will have to happen to invalidate the count. It can't just miraculously do something random. It's always going to follow certain rules in these Elliott waves. It's always going to follow certain rules. It has to. So in those certain rules, that gives us some predictive power. And then, aside from the rules, there are some guidelines that aren't always going to happen, but in general happen. So some of them are rules, some of them are not rules and are just guides. Does that make sense? It's too much to go in all of it in this video. I'm just kind of giving you the framework of how I'm able to do this, because I made some really successful calls several months ago, especially with the Doge, and it was easy because I was just counting the waves. Now, just because I think it's easy doesn't mean there's no risk or anything like that. Of course, there's risk, especially with crypto, because it's all over the place. All right, so those are a couple potential patterns it could make here. And the thing that I don't see happening is it just going up and making a new high right now. And I'm not trying to upset people, because I know people want to just hear the bullish count and they don't want to know any other possibilities. You know, some people, once in a while, the feedback, I get some hateful feedback from people that bought high and are mad when it goes down. Well, hey, I'm not, this is not my fault. I'm just the messenger, and I'm basically reading this to you. I'm reading the chart, and I have a background in psychology. I studied psychology for over 15 years and counting, and all this charting is psychology. So there is a method to the madness. And if this ends up making a wave like this, coming down, I have an alert here when it comes down around 25. And I would be personally wanting to buy, and that's just for me. You don't have to copy me. Let's see, where's the, okay. So my buy zone would probably be down here. And if it dips in to this previous wave one and goes back out, that's okay. But it has to be quick. It can't, if it crosses into this wave territory and stays down there, then the count is wrong. I'm just repeating that just so hopefully it makes sense. Okay. Asir said, thank you for your help. This day it's difficult to come by people like you. I want to know that you'll never stop appreciating my generosity. Really? You're too kind. Are you selling something? Thank you. That's very kind of you. Crazy Duo said, is it good to be doing stocks at 12 years old? I think it's good, but it's, you know, it's a risk. You have to understand you could lose your cash, but I think it'd be better to be early and learn as much as you can. By the time you're my age, wow, yeah, you definitely would be good. That being said, you know, it doesn't mean you're going to immediately make a profit, but getting experience when you're 12, you can paper trade without using your own cash. Definitely, I would recommend as young as possible with paper trading so that you don't have to risk any real money. Well, it's not money, it's currency, but anyway, I talk about in some of my silver videos on my old channel. So this would kind of be my buy zone down here, and I'm going to be reading these waves to see the subwaves, because it's not just going to magically go down to 20 grand. It's going to, if it does happen, it's going to happen in waves. Remember I said there are waves, and there are also waves inside the waves. And there are also waves inside those waves. So it could be like a 3-wave pattern, something like that could potentially happen. Or I'll give you another scenario for free. It could end up being something like A, B, C, D, E. Could end up being something like this. And the subwaves of these waves would be waves of 3. Let's see if this is a wave of 3, this first A wave down, because that gives you a clue what type of correction it's going to be. If it has a 5-wave impulsing down, then it's going to be an ABC. Wow, actually that looks like that could have been 5 waves down. It didn't look like it to me at first. And I have to look at the subwaves, because if it is 5 waves down, the subwaves would also have waves of 5. And it's not going to be like that. If there are waves of 3, then it's something else. I know I'm talking over a lot of people's heads with these waves of 5 and 3. If you want to learn how to do this, I have a course on it, but I also have a free beginner's class that you can take, and it will explain the very basics so that I don't have to explain it every video. That could be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like that. I don't think it is, but let me go in deeper and look at these subwaves. I don't always take so long with the analysis, but it's been a while since I just focused on Bitcoin. And since Bitcoin is paving the way for a lot of the other charts, I thought a lot of people might want to see it. Plus my alerts were going off. And I also have a secret alerts group if you're really serious about trading. Now, right off the bat, it looks like 3 waves and not 5. So that I don't think that was a 5 wave down. Because what I'm seeing here is 1, 2, 3. And then 1, 2, 3. There have been so many 3 waves recently. I feel like that's all I've been looking at for the last few months. This last one also similar, but this what happened here? Was this the bottom right there? I'm not going to spend too much time on this wave right here because then I feel like I'm going to lose some people. Thank you for the likes. I appreciate that. Then let's look at this wave that we're in right now because I see the 1, 3. It might have ended right. Let me get rid of these. This wick right here is faking me out. Okay. I was going to say this looks like 1, 2, 3 right here. Oh, here comes the lag. That looks like just the wave 1 though, I think. And there's probably a bigger wave from there right here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so is it done or what? Ooh, that's hard to tell. Right now, it looks like we'll have a little bit of a wave up, but I would, by the way, I called this hitting 50 grand in whatever last Bitcoin video I did. Might have been a couple weeks ago. Not to brag, but target achieved. I could tell that there was going to be another wave up, but it was down here at like 47 or something, and I thought, I told my group about this. But anyway, this last subwave might not be done. However, let's measure it with this. And I'm going to delete some of these. I usually don't clutter up my chart like that. I do it only when I'm making a video to teach. But otherwise, I don't want to see all this. Okay, well, that could have been the top at 5,500 because wave was almost exactly the same length as this one. I was thinking that was going to be the top. for now, and I see 3 waves up, subwaves right here. Now, this last one looks a little short, but we saw pretty much the same thing right here. Let me copy that wave, duplicate it. And we saw almost the same shape right here. See that? It's getting harder to see each time I draw. So something like this. Okay, I'm going to get rid of some of the lines. Okay. So even though that last wave up was kind of small, we had a similar one right there in the previous wave. It makes me think, well, I thought that was the top already. And also there were sell signals, for me, what I would call sell signals leading up to it on the RSI. And I talk about this a lot. Again, I have a module about it in my program. Let's see. All right. So that basically trending down, but then trending up is a good potential sell. For me, that's what I look for. And then if it does do another wave up, I would just, there might be a trade in there once it breaks out above 5,500. But it could just be making remaking the tip of the wave, kind of like this right here. So I'm cautious about this one. It could be done. But like I said earlier, it could also go up to 65. And that's why these middle waves in a correction are hard to read. So this whole wave right here, starting down right there, this can really trick people. This way down, I think, is easy to trade. And especially on Doge, I made some killer trades on those bounces. But now that we're in this next part of the wave, it gets to, depending on your risk tolerance, it gets a little difficult because it's hard to pinpoint when the wave ended. And also, a lot of people are claiming that it's a new bull market. No, it isn't. I'm just going to say that flat out. No, it's not. There's no 5-wave impulses. It is not a new bull market. Sorry, that's not my opinion. I don't see any 5-wave pattern on these waves right here. Now, way back here, yeah, that's another story. But this is in this middle of the correction. For example, look back at this correction. The wave 2. Oh, oops. See this wave X right there? That's kind of what we're in right now. It's either a wave B or a wave X in this correction. People that think that it's over are going to get wrecked when it goes down like that. And they're not going to know what's going on, and I'm going to be laughing. But not because I'm sadistic, just because some of these predictions are exciting when you finally, figure this out for yourself and you do it right. It feels good that you guessed, that you predicted correctly, And you know, the longer I do it, the easier it is. But I don't get too cocky or fool myself into thinking that I'm invincible. Like each time I try to be careful, and I respect and fear the waves. All right, that's about it for me. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back tomorrow with SPY, AMC, SPRT, and PFE. If you want to get into any of my other content or anything like that, just reach out to me on Instagram at the Daily Doji. And I'll be back tomorrow with another live Daily Doji technical analysis without the hype. Did you notice something missing from my video? The hype of all the other videos. I watched a couple the other day, and just the tone of them is so nuts. I mean, kudos to them for succeeding at social media marketing. But there's a lot of nonsense in the crypto space, especially on Instagram too. It's even worse. There's some accounts, big accounts in crypto that I'm following on Insta, and the information they're putting out is dangerous and stupid. Like, yeah, I'm trading crypto too, but I'm not gonna get blindly idiotic about it. Like, there's people on there making fun of gold and saying that you're a boomer if you have gold, and it's so foolish. You know, gold and silver is for everyone. I mean, it's not going anywhere. What about, you know, there are a lot of weaknesses to crypto, and that I think gold and silver are strong. But anyway, that's another topic for another story. That sounds like a good video idea, actually. Precious metals versus crypto. It seems to be a clash against young people and old, but that's not what it needs to be. It doesn't matter, you know, how old you are. You could be an idiot in your 50s or an idiot in your teens, and it's just as risky. So I don't think you should just say metals are for boomers. I think that is idiotic, dangerous, and it really shows how ignorant some of the crypto community is, that just blindly trusting crypto because it's new is so foolish. And I could rant about that for another hour, but I'll spare you. If you want to hear more about what I think about that, let me know in the comments and I'll do a video about it, because I think it is interesting, the philosophy behind it. Jordan said, "Are you a bot, Jordan? What is this? Is this a new style of bot that you're complimenting me over the top and then you have a little fingers pointing to your username and it's promoting your Telegram channel? Get out of here. Don't even. I have my own Telegram channel. I'm not gonna listen to some bot and their dumb channel. Thanks for the fake compliments, but bots not welcome. Report unwanted spam. These people are just, they're going so hard on their dumb Telegram groups. I mean, they're just spamming all over the place. That's another complaint about the crypto community. It's just there's so much bots and there's so many shills and people are so ignorant. I'm not, you know, I'm being really critical, but this is just what I've been seeing. I'm not saying I'm better than anyone else or anything like that. These are just some of the warnings I see in the crypto space. Is just weird. Thank you, Mike. Thanks for commenting. Thank you for tuning in live. Thank you everyone else that was watching and didn't comment. If you're watching in the replay, leave me a comment in the comment section. If you want to take my free beginner's class, let me put a link for that here. And also, if you want in the secret alert group, I'm only taking I'm not taking an unlimited amount of people in there, because well, it's common sense to me. I want to kind of keep it a tight-knit group because we're all in there trying to trade and practice our skills and see if we can earn some extra cash. So I only want like-minded people in there that are serious and have a good attitude. Because, it can get difficult and you need a good attitude to survive. So I'm posting a link right now in the comments for that class. And I'll see anyone else in the next video tomorrow, live again. Have an amazing day on purpose. And if you're just tuning in now, once I end the video, you can go back and watch it from the beginning. Thanks again for watching all the way to... Oh, I told you I would give you something special if you stayed all the way till the end. I'm giving you a chance to win my program or my alert group. This is just for people that made it all the way to the end. That way we get only the people that can pay attention. So reach out to me on Instagram, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to give one away for each 100 likes that this video gets, which, yes, that will be a little bit of a challenge. All you have to do is comment, share the video so that we can get some likes on it, because this is a new channel, and reach out to me on Instagram, and I will give, for every 100 likes, I will give one away. So we'll help each other. I'll give you, and that is worth a lot. And I put a lot of time, blood, sweat, and tears into it. Also, people have given really great feedback on that. So let me know, reach out to me on Insta to let me know that you are entered, and just tell me that you're entering the giveaway. All right, so I'll talk to you on Instagram for those of you that reach out, and I'll see the rest of you in tomorrow's video. Have an amazing day. Signing off for the second time. Peace. Trade at your own risk. That's the best sign off.